Welcome back to Wrestling World. Today we're going to be getting into the scary Paige situation, the big return in the women's division, and much more. So let's start things off with this very unfortunate and scary situation for Paige and her boyfriend Ronnie. Paige has been receiving all these gifts from a mysterious person that she knew nothing about. Paige said that they would send different types of flowers, gifts, and all these other things directly to her home. That's pretty scary enough by itself, but the situation really escalated this past weekend. Paige and Ronnie were greeted by this strange man right at their door. Likely the same individual responsible for all the unwanted gifts that had been arriving at their home. According to Paige herself, this individual said that the symbols led him to their home. Now, once you hear someone say something like that, it's time to get on the defense. Paige's boyfriend Ronnie placed the unwanted visitor in a hold until police arrived at the scene to take off this stalker. Paige and Ronnie followed this situation up by announcing what had happened on Twitter and even posting pictures of the police on scene at their home. Paige reposted the pictures that Ronnie posted, and she was grateful that Ronnie was there to protect their home. Paige also thanked the police for showing up extremely fast. Thankfully, Paige and Ronnie seemed to be fine and unharmed. So, just another really scary incident for a WWE superstar. Obviously, this seems to be happening more and more, which is absolutely devastating. Of course, you have to think back to the Sonya Deville break-in from this past summer. Similar situation, this individual had their eyes on Sonya Deville for so long and decided to break right into her home. That was a huge story. It made news everywhere. And Sonya has been gone from WWE since August, just trying to figure out this case and put that individual behind bars for good. So now that we see Paige is dealing with a very similar situation, but at least in Paige's case, her boyfriend and the police were almost there immediately. That's all the updates Paige and Ronnie have provided so far, but hopefully this individual does not return to their home. Very scary situation there. Next up, we have what could be another major return for the women's division. Of course, there was already a few big names going around that are reportedly set to return, like Eva Marie and Melina. But it looks like we can add another big name to that list. This woman is longtime WWE superstar and former Divas champion, Maryse. Just like the way The Miz goes under the radar for being a part of the WWE roster for so long, his wife, Maryse, also gets unnoticed for being such a long-time member of WWE. Maryse first debuted in WWE back in 2006 when she was 23 years old. She was off to a huge start in her career, even winning the Divas Championship and having a great title reign. Maryse would end up taking a break from WWE but would later return to serve as the Miz's manager. Maryse served as the Miz's manager and went on the road with WWE full-time, until she was pregnant with their first child. Maryse did come back for a very short feud on Smackdown with Brie Bella just a few years ago, but she's been very inactive ever since. She also had a second child with The Miz, so that likely explains her absence as well. But Maryse isn't ruling out a return to the ring and is actually looking forward to it. Maryse had this to say when speaking with Sam Roberts on thinking about a WWE return. Always. The thing about me is, I will think, I have kids, I have a family. But also, when I start getting excited about something, that is something that my brain gets busy with, and my husband is Money in the Bank. WrestleMania might be in Los Angeles. You start adding all these elements. Also the fact that I love WWE. I love everything about it. It's been my family for so long. I don't think I will not be in with them in some capacity. I always come back. Listen, I was back on Smackdown, and I just had a baby 5 months postpartum, and I had a match against Brie Bella on SmackDown. We were in the main event. If you would have told me that when I was pregnant, I would have started laughing. It's really hard to say never. We will see. So Maryse seems to be very optimistic about another WWE return. Maryse does bring up a great point. Her match with Brie Bella on SmackDown from a few years ago took place only 5 months after she had her first child. So she's used to bouncing back pretty fast. Maryse seems very committed and wants to have a role in WWE, just like she said, and like we talked about before. Maryse has been a part of WWE for 14 years. Such a long time. She really is one of those longtime veterans that no one really acknowledges for being a part of WWE for so long. Sure, she has taken a lot of breaks during those 14 years. But one thing is for certain, she keeps coming back to WWE no matter what. Maryse is currently on a media run promoting the new season of their hit reality show, but we'll see if Maryse does stay true to her word and returns in the near future. Adding Maryse to the mix with The Miz and John Morrison does sound like a very entertaining trio, so we'll have to see. Next up, we have what seems to be a big update regarding Otis. Otis is another superstar that started off this year by having a very strong year, but he has completely fell off in recent months. Earlier this year, Otis was involved in one of Smackdown's hottest storylines. He picked up a win at WrestleMania, he was paired with Mandy Rose, he still had Tucker by his side, he won the Money in the Bank contract. It was literally such a great year for Otis. But fast forward to current day and Otis has lost it all. He's not involved in any storyline right now. He lost Mandy Rose, lost the Money in the Bank, he lost Tucker, he lost everything. Reports claim that the reason behind all that seems to be that WWE and Vince McMahon just lost interest with Otis along the way over the last few months. It seems like that's exactly what happened here. It wasn't too long ago where reports were claiming that Otis was one of Vince McMahon's favorite superstars, and that Vince McMahon was so strongly behind Otis that no one was going to stop Otis's momentum. Well, now, it seems like we might have lost the chairman's interest, and as a result of that, he lost it all. Otis also lost his Survivor Series qualifier this week. So once again, who knows where his story will take him next. If you're thinking about a storyline with Tucker on their breakup, you're not getting it at all. Otis and Tucker's breakup was reportedly just a one-night storyline to send Otis and Tucker off on their separate ways, since they were now on separate brands. WWE never had any intentions to follow up on Otis vs. Tucker, so don't count on that to be Otis's new direction because it's not happening at all, which is very unfortunate. This team of Otis and Tucker have been together for years, and you break them apart during a one-night storyline, and that's all they get? I do think that's a bit unfortunate. I think it would have been nice to at least explore Otis vs. Tucker just a little and really see where that goes, but that's not happening. It seems like WWE doesn't have many plans for Tucker's solo heel run either because he was demolished by Retribution on Raw. So I wouldn't expect Tucker to make any real noise in the singles division over on Raw. But as far as Otis goes, maybe WWE has more plans for him than they do with Tucker. So we'll have to see what's in store next for Otis. But he has definitely lost a lot in recent weeks. What are your thoughts on today's stories with Paige's Stalker, Maryse's WWE Return, and everything else going on with Otis? Leave your comments, don't forget to subscribe with all notifications turned on, and leave a like if you enjoyed. Thanks for watching, guys.